So there was a number of email leaks in the last 2 weeks. There was the Fauci emails, which leaked. And then there was Hunter Biden text. Did you see any of this stuff?
All of this is news to me.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not actually as interested in the contents of either of this stuff.
Okay. I'm just going to, whatever you say is what I will think is what happened.
So, briefly, Hunter Biden, I think a while back, left a laptop in a repair store, and somebody somehow got a hold of it and started leaking documents, which led to the whole Hunter Biden interest during the election, Joe Biden's son, obviously. And they went back. There were texts in 2009 that he was sending to his lawyer at the time, where he uses the N-word without the hard R in a like playful capacity. He's like talking to his white lawyer and he's calling him like, "Yo, what's up, my," that type of thing.
And what did he write? Say it.
You hate me. It is funny that the inability to reference that word if you're not black when you are clearly not saying it in a hateful way.
Yeah.
Like I do think that we've lost the thread of what language is and does. It is not just sounds that inherently have meaning. It occurs obviously in a context, but we don't need to go there. So anyway, that's the Hunter Biden stuff. He does that. Oh my God, Hunter Biden, evil guy. From the right, and then the left doesn't care or doesn't cover it, obviously.
Oh, it's funny. Wait, really? So now the right is upset about the N-bomb and the left doesn't care?
That they're upset about the hypocrisy of it all. It's, that kind of stuff. So then there's the Fauci emails, which are somehow somebody probably hacked him in this case. I don't actually know how they came out. And they find emails which I think are quite unfair to him. They're like, he knew about the lab leak hypothesis. And some of the things that they were saying, they went through all of his emails, and the criticisms are he was responding to a lot of his emails, but didn't get back to the lab leak one, which is like, dude, to go through this guy's email list and say that he, quote unquote, knew everything that was sent to him in an email is such a stretch.
I have a theory about Dr. Fauci, actually. I think that during the pandemic, he was quite busy. And
then it's like, he was answering these emails. He was active in answering.
Most people don't know what it's like to get so many emails, though. Or the fact that you have a virtual assistant who processes your emails and decides what gets to you and what doesn't. People don't have that. It doesn't occur to them. So if someone looked into charlie@charismaoncommand.com's inbox and saw it was being responded to and wasn't, they wouldn't assume that it wasn't you forwarding to your other email that's a private email. You know what I mean?
And I think
they would just think you email yourself a lot.
The idea that he knew things that were in his email is a stretch.
Sure.
Because they all called him with the same amount of attention at the beginning, and there's a bunch of stuff in there that isn't getting covered, and then they go, oh my God, he responded to this one woman who had a question in great detail, but he didn't respond to the lab leak hypothesis. So now he's getting blasted, obviously, just from one direction. But I think the most interesting part is that
no one cares where the information comes from.
We just stopped sticking up for each other's privacy.
Yeah.
It's really a shame because, look, now I'm aware of it because we play online games. Every gamer's doomed because PlayStation is recording all of your stuff and will be, and with the same ease that text messages and emails are leaking, everything you've ever said. Your phone could just
be recording all the time, even on lock mode. Like, I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying everything you've ever said could be recorded. And I promise that you've said something when you thought you were not being recorded, but that wasn't good if it got put on the Wall Street Journal.
Are not going to get, like Dr. Fauci, if he doesn't take a position of prominence, never has to deal with any of this.
If you're
like
nobody,
Hunter
it's not
Biden,
an issue.
And this is the other thing. Now, if you want to run in politics, you have to be like, look, not only have I lived a life where I literally have never once said a word in any context that is going to get me canceled in any context ever.
Well, you also don't know, because what gets you canceled 40 years, like you're 12 right now.
Yeah.
You're going to have to live your entire life till you get to 50 to run for office. And something you say at 16 was totally fine.
Yeah.
And then things will change and you'll get canceled for it.
We had a friend in Brazil who was Brazilian and came to the United States to college and listened to a lot of rap music and was like a white Brazilian. And he used to say the N-word without the hard R constantly. It was like how he communicated. You have to be like, dude, you cannot do that around Americans. All of that context for him, the fact that he's Brazilian, listens to rap music, doesn't like that he hears that, gets lost if he ever runs for office.
Oh yeah,
he's just a white guy.
The fact that he was raised in a different country that had different social constructs and
so no one cares about all that. If this thrust of culture continues in this direction. But yeah, the most disturbing thing is that we're not sticking up for one another's privacy. And unfortunately, I don't think there's ever going to be...
This has been happening for years, though. Donald Sterling had a private thing leaked, and that's what got him canceled. Like for decades, I think people don't particularly care about privacy because, to your point, unless you are someone of influence or power, what you say will not be held against you. You're just a person that no one's paying attention to. The powers that be don't want to hack you.
And it doesn't cause like... I bet you there's a lot of people out there that would say, like, I have never in my life used the N-word. And they would mean it to their core. And you could find a text message from 2009 when they were 12 years younger where they did. Or something like...
Or if it's not the N-word, it's a homophobic slur.
Something else.
It's a misogynistic joke. And so it's a joke at the expense of men. Like, so somehow, some way.
I think you have a sincere population of people who are potentially... Well, actually, you know what? Most people don't give a damn, is the truth. But you have a population of people that are sincere in their disgust or rage or whatever because they genuinely feel it. And they would genuinely mean it when they said, I've never done anything like this. And would be shocked or surprised that they had over and over and over again.
Well, what I do believe is that they haven't done what they are mad at. Which is to say, if you're like furious about the N-word, maybe in your entire life you've never said it, you've never texted it. Mm-hmm. But what you don't realize is that you said the word gay in a derogatory tone in 2006. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing in the sense that you'll get canceled for it and you didn't mean it and it was a joke and it happened 16 years ago or 14 years ago.
But also this is just, a few fringe people trying to make the news cycle turn because I sincerely doubt anyone cares. But it just, from Joe Biden's perspective as a dad, and he's looking at his son just get thrust into the limelight and then destroyed in the last, 12 months, and I don't know how he's handling it. But if you're running for politics, you're going, can every one of my friends and family handle what I'm about to do to them? Mm-hmm. Like, are they all prepared to have every one of their text messages poured through?
Well, I don't think
going back over a decade.
I don't know anyone who cares about the kid thing. I don't know, even people who didn't like Biden. I don't know anyone who said, "Oh, Biden shouldn't be in office because of Hunter's problems."
Well, Hunter has problems now. This is what I'm saying. Like, Hunter has additional problems in his life.
You're saying what I'm saying, which is your friends and family will suffer, but your chances of winning the election actually won't. I think that's more just on your own behavior. I don't think anyone swung from vote. I'm going to vote for Biden, and then the Hunter laptop leak came out, and they went, "Now I'm going to vote for Trump," or "Now I'm not going to vote." Right. I think it swung 0 votes. Probably it just makes Hunter's life worse.
Yes, and discourages people with vulnerable loved ones, and whatever that means in the future. Which is just
whatever happened with that. Wasn't the whole thing that Hunter was a pedophile, and there was like concrete evidence on his laptop that he had child pornography?
Like the content of it, I'm very.
It just went away.
Other
when
people
he was
can cover that. Yeah, other people can cover that. I'm not, because that then gets into, well, it was this, but there becomes a lot of debate about the facts. I'm interested in the facts that we can agree upon, which is he did not willfully leak any of this stuff, and we're all talking about it. This would not be admissible in any sort of court, and just the fact that we don't stick.
That's not true. You can subpoena people's texts and emails. It would be admissible in court.
Sure, you could subpoena it. You would not be able to go to the store, purchase it, purchase his data, and then leak it. Like this leak thing that is happening, it would not be admissible. And I think with good reason. But yeah, there's a collective apathy about privacy.
I think it's really easy not to care about privacy when it's hard to imagine that you'll ever suffer from a lack of privacy.
Yeah.
Because 1, we're all not aware of the things that we put in writing 20 years ago, but also 2, most people, someone powerful needs to want to take you down in order for someone to hack your stuff and leak it. Mm-hmm. And most people will just never be important, and so they won't ever have a powerful enemy.
Yeah. So that was my thought on that. I don't know if you have anything else. Didn't need to go too hard on that one.
No, I don't think that's an issue that's going to go away.
No.
I think it's going to keep happening because
no one's going to
only a small amount of people suffer because of it.
I totally agree. That was the direction that I saw. And it's going to get, with voice stuff, is going to become more and more popular. It's going to be your own voice, which is going to be even more damning. And it's just going to continue.
Until the deep fakes get too good. And then voice will no longer be trusted.
And then the people who say, yes, it was me, are going to be the quote unquote suckers. But the, the pathological lives are like, that's not me, who are just totally comfortable. That's a deep fake. They're going to rise to the cream of the top, the cream of the crop.
I'm not taking ownership for that. That is AI.
Hope that you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to see more like this and have us do more podcasts, we are 100% funded by our generous patrons. And if you'd like to contribute, there's a link in the description, and we'll have one pop up on the screen right here so that we can do more podcasts where we have fun conversations and hopefully some deep ones like this. Either way, hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.